What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have Jake back on the pod.
Woo! I don't want to get too loud for those with headphones in.
Right. Just blow them out.
Yeah.
Blow out those headphones. I'm so glad to have you back on this podcast.
It's so exciting to be here. I haven't been on in a while. I was trying to think, and I still didn't get to the bottom of it. I can't remember when the last time I was on, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, it really has.
But
I'm
I
happy
love
to be
coming over
today.
here. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be changing that today. I like every time I come over here, I'm just like, I just love it here.
Thanks.
I think I like
Literally.
it's just so perfect. James again made the best food
Completely
as soon as I walked in the door.
breakfast.
Slayed the breakfast, the boots the house down.
Yeah.
An omelet that literally, I was like, this is insane.
It's my
like
favorite
a
breakfast restaurant in town.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like,
Yeah, my
it's
in-house
so
chef.
good.
Literally.
Yeah, he's great. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Keep him around.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And it's been way too long. This is also kind of like your send-off pod.
I know.
Because I'm incredibly sad.
Yeah.
You're leaving my ass.
I'm leaving Chicago.
Which is illegal, as we all know.
I know. Sad. It's sad.
I am
But I'm
sad.
glad that I will be. So I'll be up in Madison for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm eventually going to be moving down to Dallas. So I'm
Which
gonna
I love that for you.
I want to get one last. I say one last, but I want to get a Madison summer in. I really do.
I mean, there's nothing better.
There really isn't. I won't lie.
It's a magical
Plus,
place.
I'm not moving to Texas in the middle of the summer. So
true.
I
didn't
am
even
glad
think
that
about
you'll
that.
be around because,
Yeah.
Or at least I hope you'll be make
Yeah.
some trips to Madison and
I feel like I'm in Madison like all of June. So I'll see you there.
Yeah. See you there.
It is so crazy. I'm sad that you're leaving, but
I
Dallas
know.
is fun. I think you're going to love it.
It is a really fun place. I won't lie. I've been there a few times now, and I think it gets a bad rap for being in Texas, but it's a really fun little city.
Yes.
It's got a bunch of cute little neighborhoods. It's got a great little neighborhood.
Love,
and
important.
Very important.
Especially
And,
in a state like Texas. Is there any part of you that's like nervous about living in a red state?
not at the moment. I
Yeah.
guess we'll find out once I'm there.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things
Dallas
where,
is nice though because it's pretty metro. Like it's
Yeah.
a pretty,
so true.
not as metro as like Austin.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty, it's pretty metro.
I forget. Do you have a car?
No.
You gotta
I'm gonna
get
have to
one.
get one.
Yeah.
I know that's gonna be a fun thing to shop for.
Totally. I've never bought a car. Actually, that's not true.
yeah.
I've like been with my parents when they bought a car.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I have too. My mom bought a car one time and they made her ring the
Oh my God, the bell.
gong. Yeah.
Oh my God, hilarious.
She ate that.
Oh,
up.
imagine when you get to ring the bell.
Yeah, I know, right?
That'll be
hit that
sick.
shit so loud.
Literally. Oh my God, it's gonna feel so good.
Oh my god, this is a fun story you'd appreciate.
I can't wait.
So because I'm a little bit boring and just trying to have fun for cheap. A fun thing that I've recently been trying to do is test drive cars
Oh my God, hilarious.
and go through pretend like you're going to test drive a vehicle.
Wait, actually?
It's fun, Sam. It's so fun, and sometimes they'll even
God,
let you
that's
take them home
hilarious.
for like the day.
Wait, really?
So, and I almost did this with the Tesla, but I canceled because they were giving me too many parameters, and I was like, this is not going to be fun. Like, I had to pick it up at 6 p.m. I had to drop it off at 8 a.m. the next day. I'm like, where can I even know?
That's so specific.
That's so dumb. Like, where am I even
What
going
if
to
I'm
go?
busy?
But I test drove a Rivian one day, and that was fun. But it's a fun thing to do. It's just like I sound like such a loser. But like I've done it like when I'm just like walking about and
You
I'm like
crack
I
me
just
up.
stop in and I'm like the one day I did it at Rivian was so funny because I was just like walking around, bopping in
You're
and
like,
out
what
of
if?
places. And I walked in, I'm just like, I'm friendly, I'm nice, I'm chatting it up. I'm like, hey,
I'd tell you something.
And the sales guy was so nice and he was like, I think part of it too is like Rivian Tesla, it's giving like tech company
Sure.
that makes cars. So
Yes,
like they
so
want
true.
you to try it out because they know you're going to get hooked. And so
Yeah, they're like hook, line, and sinker, baby.
No.
We got this one.
for real. And so he's like, do you want to go for a test drive? And I'm like,
Duh.
yeah. So this was like a random Tuesday, like 2 months ago, maybe. And so we like, the guy was cool. And I'm friendly. I'm getting him, on my side. So we're
Totally.
in the car and we're on Lakeshore.
Making
And he's
him
like,
trust you.
yeah, I'm getting him to trust me. So he's like, you can rev it if you want, because it was a Rivian. And I was driving. Of course, they put me in like a quad motor, this, that, the other. So it was fast.
Of course.
Oh my god!
Glamorous.
I hit the gas pedal. We went. It was so fun.
You're
So
like
it's a fun
breaking
little
necks.
activity. But I say all this to say that we were talking about shopping for cars. I'm trying to remember how we got to where we're at. And we're talking about shopping for cars, and it happened to me where I wanted to test drive this Tesla, right?
Totally.
So it's giving total, classic sales maneuver where like I inquire and then they proceed to email me, text me, do all the things like every fucking day until I respond
Relentless.
somehow.
Yeah.
And then I made the mistake of going to the Chicago Auto Show. So I had told Tesla, I texted the Tesla guy.
Man.
No, apparently I'm like a car guy. But I texted the Tesla guy. I'm like, sorry, I'm traveling for work. Like, can't talk right now. Like, please leave me alone.
This is also giving me flashbacks to your gym membership.
No, if this is not like we're noticing a pattern here.
Literally.
And so I'm like, I'm traveling, can't talk right now, but whatever. Because there's no way to get these people to stop responding or, reaching out to you because it's a sales thing. They're going to just hit you until you, until you buy it or till you tell them to fuck off. And so I made the mistake of going to the Chicago Auto Show and checking out the Tesla Cybertruck, which had it was one dumb car.
Totally.
Stupid car. It looks like a refrigerator.
It does. Why is it so boxy?
It fingerprinted like crazy. It was really fucking like ugly in person. I'm not gonna lie. It was tiny inside. Don't buy it. But you had to fill out this whole like form. Again, it's giving they want our data. And that told Tesla that I was, back in town for my quote unquote travels that I was not actually on.
Okay.
So I get more, my Tesla man's hitting me up. So,
they have
so
your
are you
location.
interested in the Cybertruck? You know what I mean? Like, you want to come over your test drive? So finally I had to be like, the only way I was going to get rid of this guy was if I told him I purchased another car. So I told him I bought an electric Mercedes instead.
Oh my God, got his ass.
Haven't gotten text from the Tesla man since.
Wait, that's actually so funny.
So
I love that there were some details to the lie.
Because I had to like kind of be like,
believable.
Yeah, I need to be like, stop texting me. Also, like, I don't want your shitty little
another
Tesla.
electric car option.
I got an electric Mercedes. Get the fuck out of my phone.
Literally. Oh my God, that is so fucking funny.
Anyways, car shopping will be fun eventually.
Totally.
But yeah.
I keep getting picked up in Teslas for Ubers and I can never figure out how to get the fuck out of the car.
That's scary.
I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And then every single time they laugh.
They're like, oh, ha, ha,
you just press the button.
And it's like a laugh that's like, ha, 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 ha. You're so poor, you can't figure out how to get out of the... Yeah, ha, ha, so poor, you can't figure out how to get out of the Tesla. Shut up.
No, literally.
Is this Tesla rented? Did you just rent this Tesla from Hertz to drive Uber?
Literally.
Who's the broke one now?
So fucking true. Also, like, you're the one that's an Uber driver. So...
Damn. For real. It's like...
No shade to anyone who doesn't drive Teslas for Uber. But that is honestly so bizarre to me because it's kind of like you're kind of trying to flex, but like you are just driving for Uber. So I guess I'm confused.
I'm confused. And like, if you're gonna drive a Tesla Uber, please know how to drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than like the person who in the Tesla, like there are children in the world that are like trying to fight for clean water. And here we are like, when the Tesla guns too hard, I get sick. But like for real, like when they don't know how to drive them, you get flung around and then they don't know how to brake it right. And there's actually a thing behind the regenerative braking because it's not a natural way to brake that we're like used to. So like it actually can make you sick if somebody's I feel like I have been getting way more
car sick than usual.
That's why it's the way that they brake. It's because it's like driving a golf cart. So like when you let off the gas, the car stops. And when the people don't know how to like let off the gas slowly and you just like come to a screeching halt, it's the worst.
Oh my God. It's like I have
go on and on.
Literally, you know so much. Honestly, that's so funny because the pipeline from sort of being like an Apple obsessed kid as you were to knowing a bunch about Teslas makes total sense.
Total sense. I had that realization the other day when I was like sitting talking with like the engineers that I'm talking to for work, and I was like, I've really like gone full circle with like the tech obsessed kid.
Love.
Who would have thunk?
It's honestly, it was written in the stars.
It really was. It was written in the Apple logo in my childhood bedroom.
No, literally. That's my favorite photo of you in the whole wide world. It's so good. It's so good.
That's one that should be recreated. But the unfortunate thing is it's like, I could probably have AI like regenerate it for me because I couldn't get back. You know what I mean? Like,
well, because it's
like I can get back in that bedroom.
You can't like buy a house and then have your dad come over and paint an Apple logo on the wall.
Oh my God. But you know what I could do? I got ideas. Maybe I could project the Apple logo on the wall and we could recreate it somehow.
Oh my God.
I'll work on it.
So true.
I'll work on it.
That is an option. Stencil around there.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Yeah, I think that does need to be a moment that kind of gets cemented into history.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I just
so picture this, Jake. How old were you in that photo? You gotta be in
like 9.
Okay, love.
10.
A solid 9 years old. Hands behind he's in his bed. Hands behind his head like this. Clasped behind the nape of his neck.
Oh, clasped.
Feet, you're kind of doing like, one foot over the other. Classic lounging position.
We're lounging. We're having a great relaxing time.
Landline that he specifically requested to have caller ID plugged in next to him.
Gotta know who's hitting the line.
Literally.
Because I had so many calls coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. Your shit was blowing up at 9 years old.
It really was just like my prepubescent, pre-gay, nosy ass, like wanting to know who was calling my mom.
No, literally.
You know what I mean?
And like you can't pick up the phone and be like, hello, who is this? You have to be like, hi, Sandy.
Yeah.
You're looking for my mother. I presume.
Oh my god,
it's so good.
And like the green lampshade that went with nothing else in the room.
No, like your entire room was gray.
Yeah.
Love. And I think you were wearing cargo shorts.
Oh, 100%. I used to rock cargo shorts.
They're kind of coming back.
Guys, that scares me.
I know, really scary.
Like a lot.
I also heard skinny jeans are back already, and I'm like, you guys are honestly giving me whiplash.
Okay, I'm so glad that we're having this conversation because this was almost going to be either my bad or my ugly, and it ended up getting nixed off the list, but I am sick and fucking tired of the trends.
No, same.
Because I'm getting whiplash. Yeah. I can't keep up. One day skinny jeans are out, one day skinny jeans are in. One day, yesterday I'm looking on I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see past that puss is in like wide leg jeans. And I'm like, I don't have any wide leg jeans. How am I supposed to look cool now? I don't have any wide leg jeans. And I'm going to go buy a bunch of wide leg jeans and skinnies are going to come back. Yep. I can't fucking keep up and I'm sick
it's literally
of it.
Impossible.
And I think we have to put a stop to it.
I know. I don't really know how, but I agree with you, and I want to do that because it's also it's promoting overconsumption.
100%.
Which is like just so bad for everybody.
And it's so funny because it's like it makes me so irritated because I'm just like the same bitches that are preaching that they're saving the planet are the ones that are partaking in the trends.
So true. And it's also like nobody can even afford to keep up with this. And now we're moving on from like Y2K to the 2010s is like the new fashion. I'm like, okay, we're caught up.
Still.
We're literally caught up. What next? We're gonna be like, oh my god, everyone's dressing so 2024? Like what even is that?
What?
We're caught up. It just feels like we're moving a little too fast.
We really are.
We gotta slow down, girls.
We absolutely do because I cannot keep, and it's just irritating.
I know.
And it's getting to the point where it's just like making me angry.
I know,
because
same.
I'm just like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Who are we doing this for?
100%. What are we trying to prove?
Yeah.
Well, and I was like going through, I put a bunch of clothes that I hung up that I was like finally ready to like sell or get rid of. Cause I've had trash bags with literal clothes in there since we moved here.
Who doesn't? If you don't have trash bags full of clothes in your house,
I know.
You're not living.
And I need to clean out my closet really bad again. Which is like my worst nightmare. I hate doing that. But I like hung up all these clothes and I was like, why do I feel like some of these are coming back in style? Like, fuck, do I keep them? It's like,
well, no, and then it's like, it's like, you feel like you can't get rid of anything.
I know. Because we're cycling through these things so fast. I don't stand a chance.
It's like a ubiquitous ugly for me.
Straight up. I know. And it's one of those things too where I'm like, at this point, everyone needs to just dress how they want to dress. I'm so sick of talking about what's in, what's out. Mob wife. Everyone's wearing cheetah print.
Mob wife.
It's driving me nuts. I like literally have a pair of cheetah print pants and I was like, do I need to keep these?
Yeah.
I was like, I never really wanted to see them again, but like maybe I need to keep them.
Maybe you should.
I already have a hard time getting rid of clothes, so you can't do this to girls like me.
No.
Yeah.
You're just a girl.
I am just a girl trying to get by. Trying to clean out her closet so she can buy a few more things. Oh my god.
Okay, Carrie Bradshaw.
Literally. Straight up. That's how she would like intro one of her shows.
Yeah. No, literally.
I saw actually a funny Sex and the City meme yesterday. You saw that there was a earthquake in New York City.
Yes.
Well,
Quake in the City.
Quake in the City. There was like a funny meme that was like Charlotte being like, did you hear there was an earthquake? And
oh my god.
And of course Samantha's response was something about like, oh, I thought that was just like me when I was having sex.
Totally.
And then I don't even remember.
Carrie's response?
Carrie, it was like they were all talking about the earthquake, and then Carrie was like, "You guys, Big is moving to Paris." Like, of course.
You guys.
This bitch is obsessed with her man. Rest in peace.
Rip Big.
Literally. Have you watched And Just Like That?
No.
I kind of want to.
Because here's the thing, I need to admit, I'm just getting into Sex and the City.
Are you?
For the first time.
Oh my God, love that for you.
So I'm like partway through season 1.
I think it's about time I do a rewatch.
Like,
yeah.
it's fun. Like, it's fun. It's funny.
So fun.
It's a great, just like, it's quick. I need like, I needed one, it's been a show that people have been saying you got to watch for like years. And like,
for sure.
Duh.
Some iconic lines in there.
100%. But like, it's a good, quick, easy, like I could put it on in the evening.
Right.
Sit and watch a few
mindless.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be something that I could like rewatch. But I've like definitely been exposed to the lore for so long that I like, I got the gist of it before watching, but now that I've like, seen a little bit, I'm like, no, that's
why
good.
It's addicting.
And then I'm going to have to get into like all of the, there's the And Just Like That. There's the other one.
Well, there's the Carrie Diaries.
The Carrie Diaries.
Yeah. Plus the movies. The movies are iconic. You have to see those.
So I'm like, this is a whole new world for me to venture in, but it's a little bit opposite from the world that I have been exploring in television, which I'm coming out of my Victorian era of TV.
Okay.
I was watching Downton.
I love that for you.
I was watching Gilded Age.
See, I think I want to start that. I haven't seen it, but I loved Bridgerton,
Downton.
and everyone keeps saying that people who loved Bridgerton will love the Gilded Age. But
Oh my God, Sam. Watch the Gilded Age.
Yeah.
Watch it. It's so good. It's literally like, oh, it's fabulous. It's 1880s New York. It's giving glam.
Right.
It's giving fucking just wealth and rich and lovely.
My favorite things.
My favorite things. But like in the 1880s, you know what I mean? Big, beautiful dresses.
Right.
But it's actually a really cool show, and I'm such a sucker for that era.
Same. A period piece? Don't even get me started.
Period piece. It's been cool too, because I volunteer at a historic 1880s mansion in South Loop. And so like I'll watch the Gilded Age, and then I'll like walk through the house and I'll be like, yeah, it's so fun. It's so
Grand
fun.
gestures. Yeah.
Or like anytime we do like a party at the house or whatever, there was a tea party a few weeks ago, and I just was like, this was probably like a month ago now, and I just was like, I'm living for it.
First of all, that's so
I
cute.
want to go back like that. When people say like I was, I was supposed to be
Born
in the
in the wrong
80s,
era.
born in the wrong era.
Yeah.
Like no, Victorian kid right fucking here. I'm like,
Honestly, that makes total sense.
Oh, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It's so good. I'm like, I've gotten into needle pointing, needlework.
That for you. That makes total sense.
It makes total sense.
That's actually hilarious, because I can totally like.
I love
the
the
mixture. The language.
No, that and like the thing that I love about that era of like the 1800s for the super wealthy is like it was such a period of like opulence, but also such simplicity. Do you know what I mean? Like everything, like even though they were like the wealthy of the wealthy, they were eating like food that they grew in their own gardens.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And like there was a certain element of like,
because globalization hadn't happened yet.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a certain like the arts and crafts movement, which if you're not familiar with, like look it up. I think we need to have a revival of the arts and crafts movement, because we need to be making things with our hands.
I think so too.
We need to take pride in like literally the conversation we're having about you had a little bit of a rip on your pants.
Yeah, I want to hem it.
You want to hem it. You want to fix it. You know what I mean? Like that. Like
that's just a good skill to have.
It's like those kinds of things were like, so that was how they lived back then. You know what I mean? Like simple books. They read and they enjoyed the outdoors, and music was such a big part of life back then. And just like I totally, there was like nothing that I would love more than to sit in like an after dinner lounge
100%.
in like an 1880s mansion, sipping whiskey.
That's the life.
Smoking a cigar while like a piano is playing in the back and a roaring fire. Doesn't that just sound?
I mean, it sounds heavenly. It's one of those things too where, and we've chatted about this a little bit, like everything I do is online. I am so desperate to get off the internet and do something like tangible, create something real.
Dude, yeah.
My podcast is online. My hobbies are online. All my work is online. I'm always on social media. That's how I communicate with people now.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to like I want to take a pottery class.
Oh my God.
I want to do something with my hands.
Yeah. You should do pottery.
Yeah. I think I just like need to make something,
Uh-huh.
even if it's ugly, even if it's a little ugly. I need to make it.
You should start. Maybe you have a little bit of artist in you.
Yeah.
Passed down from
Got
your
it from
mother.
my mama. I know. Perhaps. It's one of those things where I used to like want to draw so bad because she was so good at that, and I thought I didn't quite get those genes. We'll say that is for certain. But I took pottery classes in high school.
Oh, fun.
And I loved it.
That's fun. There's got to be places around here that do it.
Yeah. So I want to explore that, and I also want to learn how to sew. I've had a couple friends now take sewing classes.
Fun with sewing.
Plus, I think it would really help my thrifting.
Fun with. I was gonna say you have so much fun with clothes that like you would be the kind of girly that would like see. Oh my god, I saw who did it. I can't remember who did it. I saw this really cute reel that was like this girl found this like honestly the pattern reminds me a little bit of like this couch a little bit, but it was a blazer.
Oh,
and she
cool.
made it into like 3 different pieces. She made it into like a modern looking blazer with like a cropped skirt thing, and like underneath like it was like a bra. It was so fun. And then or you could have just worn it like taking the jacket off. I was like, oh my god, like you would be so.
I want to be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I think too, like, I mean, eventually I'd love to learn to alter my own clothes. That sounds
oh my god, wouldn't
probably
that be
hard, but a friend of mine came over the other day, and I had actually been during my last podcast episode with Carol, I think, and her jeans just fit her so amazing, and she was like, yeah, I got them tailored.
That's crazy.
I was like, why aren't I doing that?
Yeah,
I need to be doing that. Your
that's
clothes
like
can
the
just
little
fit you.
things that it's like I should be spending my money on that rather than like, you know, going out and like buying something that I don't need. Like I should just like get my jeans looking nice on my butt.
Literally, like your clothes can just kind of fit you perfect.
That's fun. It's like it's funny because like we're so used to things not fitting,
Yeah.
and that's like not to take it back to the Victorian era.
Literally,
but like all of their shit was made. You know what I mean? Like
so true, handmade just
for them. No wonder it fit like a glove.
No
and
wonder
like
they look fucking amazing.
They look great because they're like all wearing clothes that are like fit to them.
Because they're not buying from Shein.
No, literally. But it's like there's also nothing worse than like this happened to me last May. My cousin was getting married in the Keys, and we were literally like the day before our flight, and my pants were like way too long, and I was like, I'm a prisoner to the pants.
Yeah.
Like I am a prisoner to these pants.
100%.
And the only thing that saved me was thank God my like our longtime neighbor, family friend is like a craftswoman, a modern day Renaissance woman.
Yes.
And she was like, I texted her, I was like, you are the only woman that I know that like could do this. Is there any way you could hem my pants? And she was like, girl, I got you.
That's
but
amazing.
I'm like, that's crazy. Like I was like, if I, you know what I mean? Like,
well, even
we are
like
prisoners to the clothing.
No, literally. And like housewares. My mom makes all these pillows. She just adds some stuffing in here and sews them up. And I was like, that is amazing, because if you think a throw pillow costs like $60.
Dude, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. All the pillows in my house.
I'm like looking at all these cute pillows.
Right?
Like,
and I'm like, yeah, I want that skill. That's genius. Yeah. You can just like buy fabric and have a pillow.
And that's like you know what I mean? Like that's like easy fun, like way easier than like, you know, making a piece of clothing. But like pillows, or you get like,
right.
How
it's
fun.
A square.
It's a square.
I think I can do that.
I like low-key. I remember like I was at like a home ec class or whatever. I think it was called
classic.
FACE.
Yes.
Family and Consumer Education.
Oh my God. Wow.
That was like from
that really unlocked something.
Yeah, that tapped into something back there. But I remember it was in 6th grade, we made these like little stuffed balls, and I loved it. It was like so fun.
That's funny. Yeah, they did kind of have us making silly things. I remember sewing in that class too, but they made us made like the biggest like sack that you've literally ever seen. And I was kind of like, what am I supposed to do with this giant fucking sack after this?
Did you keep it? Because nowadays that'd be a pretty neat little item to have.
I guess. It was like
tote bag
massive.
Or like...
No, like we're talking like the size of me. Like maybe you could use it for laundry.
Sack.
I'm kind of like, what do you do with a giant sack? But I made one. Sewed her on up.
Huh.
Yeah. That was also that was the class where we like pretended to learn how to cook.
Oh my God. Pretended to learn how to cook is so perfect, because I remember in this same class that we stuffed fluffy balls. It was a horrible sentence to say.
Stuffing those fluffy balls.
We like learned how to cook, but it was like we made smoothies.
Yeah.
So it was like frozen fruit and like juice
Oh my God, we totally
and
did a smoothie
yogurt.
too.
And it was like, but you know, we had to like make sure to put like a cup of strawberries in the thing. Oh my God, it was so and then we were like, so good. It's like
actually
a warm smoothie and like a nasty Hamilton Beach fucking blender that's never been cleaned right.
No.
And sitting in some cupboard in the
literally
middle of a school for
just being
years.
touched by 6th graders for like decades.
Yeah.
Ew, so gross.
Like horrible. Like
It's actually really funny that you say that though, because we 100% made smoothies there too, and the pretty much only meal that I make in this home
is a
smoothie. James is responsible for the rest. So
I blame it on the public school
something.
system. I blame it on
yeah. And I can make a killer smoothie.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Shout out
Sounds-
to
a
F. Shout out
smoothie-
to Face.
Shout out to Face. I also remember in that class too. I was like really mean to the teacher, and I had to write her an apology letter.
No way.
Yeah, I said something really mean to her because she like made a statement.
I
about,
can't picture you doing that. To be
no,
honest.
that's what's crazy is like this is not me, but she made like some statement about how like oldest children like. She made like a blanket statement about like
Sure.
the oldest child, and I
She
remember
has
getting like
some
really
bias.
defensive and like kind of like I had to write her an apology letter.
That is.
But 6th grade was the same year that I tried SAG. So,
Okay.
you know,
Totally.
that wasn't a great year for me.
Oh my God.
I think I was trying to figure out who I was coming into my own.
And that's as one does.
I was
That's
like kind
what
of
middle school's all
I was
about.
bad in 6th grade. I remember like I used to. Oh my God, I was
You
like
figure out how to have an attitude. And you're
I
like,
was
I'm
so bad
this.
in 6th grade. I don't know how we got here, but this is fun because I remember that same year. God, my parents really like let me out with a lot because I remember every day. No wonder I was like a chubby little kid. Every single day in 6th grade, I would go to the a la carte after lunch.
Of
It was like
course.
literally like a little cart full, and this was like pre Michelle Obama food restriction.
Sure.
So it was like fucking the worst food you can imagine. I'd get 2 hot chocolate chip cookies every fucking day.
Did
every
your
day.
school have the it was literally like edible cookie dough that just came in like plastic wrap?
Okay, by the time I got to Verona, yes.
Uh-huh. Because I was getting that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When I had a little bit of lunch money.
Oh yeah. No. This was like these were like big, hot chocolate chip cookies every day. I get 2.
Music
So
to
good.
my ears.
My mother was so mad because I ran up that school lunch account. That was also the same year that I decided that like this was again pre-Spotify, pre-streaming.
Totally.
This is right after I got an iPhone, and I remember like I just would buy.
We're spending 99 cents on a song.
Buy. Oh, 99 cents.
Maybe it was
Fuck
up to $1.29.
$1.29.
Yeah.
I'd be in this fucking car with friends after school, you know, like somebody's mom is driving and we'd like Shazam a song. I'd be like, bye. My mom got I spent so much money
See,
on that
that's
credit
why my
card that year.
parents didn't let me. I didn't have access. If I had my own like iTunes gift card, maybe I could buy 12 songs. But otherwise, like
It was so bad, dude. It was
that
so
is
bad.
so funny. I actually also had to write a apology letter to a teacher once.
If you didn't have to write an apology letter to a teacher, like,
Right,
you're
like,
not cool. Sorry.
No, literally, how
Don't be
boring
mean to
are you?
teachers though, but
Goody two shoes.
yeah, but like loser.
But like grow a pair.
For real.
Like have some resistance to authority for once.
No, yeah.
And this is actually probably more embarrassing because I was fully a senior in high school.
Oh.
And I would say for the most
That's
part, I was a good
tough.
kid. But it was my English teacher, Miss Goosey, if you're listening. It was my English class, and I had English class in the morning.
Okay.
And I did not have afternoon classes. I had
Okay,
set up
okay.
my schedule to be this way on purpose because I was like complete slay. I had to go home way earlier than everybody
Dude.
else.
There's nothing better
Bragging
than like
rights.
ripping out of the high school parking
Oh
lot
my
like
God.
11:54.
No, literally.
You know?
I stay for lunch and
Yeah.
then I'm out, bitch. And they planned like a school field trip that was happening I think they were going down to like the campus libraries, like on UW-Madison's campus, but it was in the afternoon. So I did not sign the permission slip, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going on this field trip. Like, I don't have school. So y'all can go. I will explore the libraries when I touch down in college. Thank you very much.
I will explore.
And they all like went to the library, and I skipped the field trip, and I went to lay out on the dock right downtown with my friend Jaden.
You're kidding.
And they happened to be at Helen C. White, and my friend Zoe peers out the fucking window, and she calls everybody over, and she's like, look, that's Sam. So whatever. They spend their field trip. I enjoy my sunbathing. And
Yeah,
the
you
next
do.
morning, I get into class and Miss Guzzi is giving me this look. And she's like, so we saw you on the dock.
So you're tan.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it looks like you have some tan lines.
Someone got some sun.
Looks like you have a little bit of a glow about you. And she was like, basically, you can't come into class today. Instead, you need to walk down to the library and write me a paper on why you thought it was okay to skip the field trip. So I go down to the library in a huff. I'm pissed off.
I'm sure.
And I sit down at the little computer and I write a nasty little letter about how I didn't have class and I didn't need to go on this field trip and I am not sorry. So this isn't even really an apology letter.
Wait, I want to like see that letter.
Yeah. It was like, a full page.
Oh yeah.
And I said my piece, turned my little letter in, and I was like, I'm skipping school the rest of the day. Obviously, like I'm not going back in there. And while I was leaving Memorial High School, James is coming in late as fuck because he was literally late every day.
Totally.
So he's like running up the steps and I'm like so pissed off, and we like pass each other on the way out and he's like, what's the matter? And I was like, I'm pissed off. I'm not going to school today. And I just remember like I think I went to like McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
And I just waited for my friends to come to lunch.
Nothing a McFlurry won't fix.
So true. And you've always said that.
For real.
So yeah, that's kind of like
oh my God, that's why.
I think that's the craziest I've ever been towards
like a teacher,
an authority figure.
There was nothing worse than like when like a teacher would cry, and not because kids were mean, but like just like when a teacher cried, like I remember like, oh my God, there was one time when I also remember when one of my teachers told us that his wife was pregnant, and the only thing that I could think about was that like, oh my God, my teacher had sex.
That's the thing. That's why it's not safe to tell your students anything.
No.
You have to really keep your personal life under wraps.
You do. And like, especially in today's day and age, like how are they doing that?
No, 100%. Well, now it's so weird because teachers are like everyday people. They're like our age. And I'm kind of like, that seems...
That's how I feel now when I go to the doctor.
Oh my God, same.
Do you? It's like...
No, completely bizarre. I think my last doctor was younger than me, and I was like, there's no way you completed 7 years.
No, literally, I went to the doctor a couple weeks ago. I had to do I'm in the process of trying to get a new insulin pump, and my doctor was all mad at me because I hadn't been to him in a while, and he was like, I will not give you a prescription until you come to the clinic. And I'm like, dude, lay off. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fine, fuck it. Like, I'll go in, but I obviously, like, he was booked out months. So it's like, it's giving scam.
Totally.
But I could see someone from his care team. Okay. So I saw like a resident doctor or whatever. So I guess like resident's giving student, but like still like, oh my God, I was like,
no, I'm kind of like, there's no way you're a medical professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
I see some...
you're going to write me a prescription?
Can I see some ID?
Can I just write it myself?
Yeah, right. Since they're letting anybody in here these days.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, this is weird. I don't
God.
like that. And then, yeah, like, or like when I've got like a couple friends that are teachers. And so it's like, I've gone out with them. And then I'm like, and this is who's teaching our youth?
No, like you're getting blacked out this weekend and then you're just going to go and be responsible for 30 plus kids.
And then you're going to go like talk about like the American Revolution.
Yeah. So true.
Or like fucking chemistry.
No, I know.
Why don't you, like, I just can't.
We're going to be chatting about the periodic table after this.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It is so crazy. And I also think now about, teachers, shout out to them because hardest job on literal planet Earth. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And now I would get stressed out when I was babysitting if I was babysitting more than one kid.
Oh my God, I know.
Being responsible for 30 children in one classroom and like you're the only...
And kids today are mean.
Oh my God, they're so mean.
So, like, they know too much. They know way too much. And it's sad. Like, kids are growing up way too fast. The internet is giving us way too much information. Whatever. I'll get off my soapbox. But I would be scared of these kids. Like, I would be fucking terrified.
Me too.
One of my really, really good friends is she like subs on the side. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it because, well, she's like,
they have
totally,
no respect for subs.
No. And she's been doing it for like years now, which is so funny because she's a professional photographer and she like literally just does this like on the side.
So crazy.
And she's like, I don't want to say fall in love with it, but like she has gotten good at it. Like the kids like, you know what I mean? Like she's like the cool young sub now. But like at first I remember like, I'm like, I don't know how you're doing this because like that's horrible. Do you remember how mean we used to be to the subs?
Oh, for sure. Like, it's like she's only she's temporary, so we can fucking bully the shit out of her.
And especially like, before like, you know, this was like before like phones and things. You know what I mean? Like we were just ruthless.
And kids can really rip you to shreds. Like I don't have thick enough skin for that.
No.
They can just point and laugh at you and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to kill myself. yourself.
No, literally. Kids are fucking brutal.
No, I know. Tiny little devils.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. Shout out to teachers.
For real.
But I would love to get in your good, bad, ugly.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
I like literally put it in my phone.
Okay,
so
love. I know I have to do that too. Well, we'll
Okay.
start with your good.
Okay.
I can't wait.
So, hang on. I need to like adjust because my leg is falling asleep, and I
Totally.
apologize.
That happens to me on the podcast a lot.
Sorry, I'm gonna come straight on for a second,
And I love it.
We're gonna
Look him in the eye.
roll with this. Okay, my good
Yay.
is this phone case with a kickstand.
Oh my God, love.
Everybody needs to get a phone case with a kickstand, and here's why. It's just the best thing ever. So I was actually talking to Sam. I like recently got a new phone, and I've been struggling with a case. I've always struggled with a case for my entire life. Literally,
Kind
like
of
my
same.
family will tell you stories about like I used to actually probably have like borderline and like a problem,
Okay, totally.
and I'm not kidding. Like I've always had a problem with money, and spending
Same.
it,
I know.
spending the money I don't
I love
have.
to just kiss
Yeah.
it and wave it goodbye.
Kiss it and wave it and throw it in the air and never see it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so every fucking time I would leave the house, any store I would go to, be it Target, especially like if we were hitting up, you know, like a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls in high
Mm-hmm.
school, I'd be buying phone cases because you know, I had at one point probably like it never got to the hundreds,
Oh my God.
but I would have like felt bins full of phone cases.
That's crazy.
Everything from like the cheap shit at the mall
Totally. I know that.
kiosk
Yes.
to like the amount of money that I blew on phone like if I totaled it up, I probably like it's probably in the thousands that I would spend.
Somehow
had
that
spent
makes
on
so
phone
much
cases.
sense
Yeah.
for you.
So I've always struggled with this, and
A little bit of an addiction, if you will.
a little bit of an addiction. And recently got a new phone, and I've been struggling with the case. And I was just in Ohio visiting my grandparents, and my lovely grandmother, who spoils the shit out of us,
Don't they
was
all?
like, let me just
That's what
get
grandmas are
that for you,
for.
because I'm like, I need a new phone case, blah blah blah. I have no, you guys.
She is gorgeous. I love the
It's-
color.
One, I love the color.
Yeah.
Two, look at this.
Wait.
Okay.
Glamorous.
Can I say I am never not getting a phone case with a kickstand because I'm going to show it live for anybody that's watching. You can stand it up like this, and I love it.
Okay,
When I'm
she's standing
working in the
vertically,
day, the phone is standing vertically. It's like so great. Like next to the laptop, you're working, you're scrolling. Like it feels like it almost feels like a little monitor. Then you can go, you know, sideways. You can hands-free watch. This is so great when you're like, oh my God, that was not good advertisement. Don't watch that. Basically, I just love it. It's like so hands-free.
Well, I love it's like the cute
I can still
and
see
chic
my phone.
version
It's
of
the
having a
cute
pop
and
socket.
chic version of having a pop socket. It's so great. Hang on, I have some notes as to why I love this, and then we can move on to the next thing. Literally so hands-free.
Yeah,
like,
that's
are you
so
kidding?
nice.
Did you just see that? It's great. Also, I've really recently fallen in love with the feature now that the iPhone does, where like when you charge your phone and put it on its side at
Yeah.
night, it gives you this really beautiful looking nightstand mode, and I just love it because
It is nice.
I just love it. And this is it's just so great. Hang on, I have two more things. I feel so productive with this case because
Yeah.
there's nothing like
I see
when
that.
I'm working and I'm like there's just something about it.
There is.
There's just something about it. And I love this. That magnetic snap.
That's really
that was
satisfying.
horrible. But hang on, let's see if we can get it on the
A
pod.
little ASMR.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's
Tell
everything.
me.
That's everything.
It's great.
So that's very much giving
So
like
that's
the
my good.
phone case or the sort of like iPad covers.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And it, like
Reinvented.
it's cute. I love it. It matches my bags.
I also
It's-
love that that's the way that you think about phone cases, because although I didn't have close to 100, I felt like I had perhaps a similar.
Yeah.
To me, a phone case.
It was an accessory.
It is
I
an
change them all the
extension
time.
of my personal.
Yes,
What
it
I'm
really
projecting
is.
out into the world.
It really
I need it
is.
to be cute, fashionable, trendy, match my
And here's
outfits.
the issue I'm having now is I'm sitting here at Sam's, and I'm looking at Sam and James' phones, and I'm like, I love your guys' phone cases
You
because
did
they're
say
cute
that
as fuck.
today.
And so I'm like, the odds that I'm gonna like want to buy one of those now is high.
For
But it's
sure.
like, no, I love my little kickstand. It's made life so much easier. I don't know what I did before, and I don't know what I will do. I mean, I will never live without the kickstand on my phone.
100%.
I like now see why Chris Jenner's always got the little kickstand on her phone. It's
Yes.
so Wonderful.
We should all be doing what Kris Jenner is doing. Like,
No, we really
honestly,
should.
look at
We
the
really
life she's
should.
built for
I know.
herself.
Like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
It's like if she's got the kickstand on the phone, like
We
everybody
have to
should
get
have
it.
the kickstand on the phone.
Like, what are we waiting for?
So that's my good.
And I love it. I do agree.
Yeah.
That is good.
It's been great.
I can tell how much joy it's bringing to your life.
I really, like, I swear to God, I'm like,
You also just love a technological accessory, and I think that is beautiful for
anything
you.
that makes life a little easier, sign me up.
That's amazing.
Okay, so we can move on to my bad if we want.
I would love.
Slow elevators. And let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing worse. There's no, the sound on the internet that's like, I can't get this shoe on. When you are trying to get somewhere quickly and the elevator is slow, I think the elevators control the space-time continuum. Because, like...
That's true. Time does pass so much more slowly.
I'm like, what is going on? I'm on my way here. I'm trying to get in the elevator. I have an Uber that says it's outside. Every single time I go to get in the elevator and I don't need to be somewhere in a hurry.
I swear.
It's always quick. I'm always like, whatever. As soon as I'm like in a hurry to get out of that building, it literally took me 5 minutes to get out of my building. And I'm like, to the point where I'm like starting to panic. I'm like,
totally.
I need to get out of here. Like, I cannot stand a slow elevator. They're only slow when you need them to be fast.
So true.
It's horrible.
Like on the times where you arrive too early and you're like, well, at least I have the elevator ride and then I can,
Boom,
spend a
I'm
couple
there.
minutes.
Yeah.
You're literally at the front door as
And then
fast
I'm
as
like
you can be.
in the elevator. I'm like, again, in a hurry, trying to get out. I'm like, it stops. The doors start to open. Where are we? On the second floor parking garage. We haven't even made it to the first fucking floor.
Totally.
So I'm like, I just...
No, that's so real. Also,
can't.
you're confined in a small space. There's something about that that is sort of... Your elevator always confuses me too because I am never...
Yeah.
I always think I have it. I get in there and I'm like, this is where the door is going to open. It's going to be on this side. I always get it wrong. Without fail. And I'm like,
no,
this
it's a
is the
little
time.
trippy. And then they like mirror each other. So like if you're in...
Right, like
if you ride one up and then you ride another one down, you never know where you are.
No.
And then like the
Optical
thing about
illusion.
elevators too is it's like, what happens in there?
So true.
Are we even moving?
I know.
Like if I think about it for too long, I'm like, I just don't like what's happening in there.
Well, it was actually really funny because
Like I get in and I'm one place and I get out and I'm somewhere. I don't like that.
it's so funny that you say that because my dog, my RIP Gracie, my family dog.
Yep.
There was one. I used to like pet sit if my parents had travels or like an art trip or something, and so I would usually just sit her at the house. She was a bit of an anxious girl.
Okay.
Didn't like to be taken out of her environment.
Yeah.
So I would just like go stay at my parents' place. But for some reason, there was like one trip where I was like, let me just try and take her downtown to my place for the weekend. Brought her downtown. She fucking hated it. Way too many people down there. Crazy.
Hated it.
But I brought her in the elevator. I was living at the embassy at the time.
Okay.
In Madison, Wisconsin, and I brought her on the elevator, and I guess I just kind of took that experience for granted because I don't think she had ever been in an elevator before.
Totally.
So we like get in, and as soon as like it starts moving, like all four of her paws just go whoom. Like she's like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like almost flat to the ground, like completely splayed.
Oh.
And like shaking. And she was like pretty old at this point too. This could have been
This might have been
an
it.
early death. Yeah.
This could have been it.
And then the doors open.
I'll just take her in an elevator.
And we're literally in a different place. And she could not have been more confused. She's like looking around. She gets back in the elevator, peers back out again. She's like, this does not make any sense. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't.
It doesn't.
You're right.
And like that that sums it up. It's like this makes
no, it doesn't make any sense. And
I
also,
don't like to think about the elevator shaft when like
no. Like when the thing when it makes a crazy sound or like every once in a while it feels like it drops you a little fast for a sec.
Like, and then there's nothing worse than like when I step out of the elevator and sometimes it like lets up a little bit and I'm like, okay.
Right. I know. Scary.
Fat shaming elevator.
Yeah, literally.
Or you walk in, it's like, boom. Oh, okay. Didn't know I needed to be punched in the face this morning, but here we are.
Yeah. Didn't know only skinny people were allowed on here. Rude.
No, literally. So.
And it's also one of those things too where the elevator you've been in my previous apartment building.
Yeah.
That elevator used to like stop before it would actually get to the ground. So sometimes you would get off and you would have to like jump like a foot. Like it would just stop.
No, thank you.
In the middle of the air. I'm like, well, first of all, who do I look like hopping out of the elevator?
Yeah. What is
Scary.
this?
Yeah.
So
You can't trust them.
I'm over the elevator.
It's
I'm
like maybe we have to start taking the stairs.
Be good for the glutes.
I know. So true. This is the first apartment building I ever lived in because obviously it's a walk up
Yep.
without an elevator. I will say moving without an elevator is hell on earth.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
I want to just be able to push my items
Push it all right in.
into a room that moves.
And just right up.
It's messed up. But it does suck when they're slow.
Yeah, I just can't stand it.
And it's kind of like we should have the technology to fix that by now.
Right.
It's 2024.
And there's so many different kinds of elevator. And don't even get me started on the buttons.
So true. I do think
You
it
got to
is sort
scan
of...
before you get in. You got to scan when you're in. You got to scan to go up. You got to scan to go down. I can't. Too many rules.
Seriously. Is yours one of those ones where you're supposed to have a key card?
Yeah, so you gotta scan. It'll open for you, and then when you get in, you gotta scan.
Because it's one of those things where then I don't really get why they have it where you can let me in from the front door.
So,
but then you still have to come get me anyway.
if that thing works the way that it's supposed to every time, what should happen is it
triggers the
it'll
elevator.
trigger the elevator, but it'll only let you off on my floor.
Okay, that's actually incredible. I love that. That's really cool.
But it never works. Like, it never works the right way, because if somebody, like, if you're coming in with someone, or if you buzz,
which is what I did.
Yeah,
I
or
kind
if
of just
you
waited
buzz
until a man walking
and
his
then,
dog was coming in, and I
comes
was
in,
like, "Great,
yeah.
we're in this
Because then
together."
if you buzz in and then somebody else gets in the elevator with you and fobs, it screws it up. Like,
okay,
it's
the UX isn't there.
The UX is not there.
We love good UX.
We love good UX. That should have been my good.
Seriously,
UX.
You
good
really love.
UX. I love a good UX.
No one is more passionate about good UX than you.
No, dude.
And that's because you were an Apple kid.
Yeah.
It makes total
And that's
sense.
because I slept underneath the Apple logo for 8 years.
Yeah.
That's what that'll do to you.
I love that that's honestly what you chose to fanboy over, though, because there are so many worse things, but you were like, no, I just love Steve Jobs and everything he creates.
Dude, you should have seen the amount of, like, fake devices I used to craft.
Love that. I can just picture you wielding like a tweezers and a wrench.
Oh.
And you're like...
My parents used to get so mad because I used to blow through all the office supplies. Duct
Totally.
tape, scotch tape, paper clips, all of it gone all the time. Sharpies. Oh my God. They would get so
Sharpies were
mad.
kind of a hot commodity back
They were
in the day.
so mad. Oh my God. Sharpies were like, if you had like more than one Sharpie, you were rich.
And I feel like you were always trying to steal
That's
people's
like how
Sharpies at
that was
school.
how you like measured class. It was like, how many Sharpies do you have?
Seriously, so true.
If you ran into like, when my mom got like the Sharpie 50 pack, like all the different
Yes.
colors, I was like, we are
Once you start getting out of the like
Bezos.
you're not in the primary colors anymore. You have like the maroons, the teals.
Oh my
glamorous.
God. The teal Sharpie was like,
Yes. No,
cunt.
it's so big. Yes. Major slay. I kind of miss those days. I miss getting excited about writing utensils.
Things.
Yeah.
I know.
We got to bring that back. That's why we need to have the art renaissance.
Journals and journaling and writing and
yes. We have to get excited about another 64 pack of crayons.
All roads lead to. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I was trying to go for there. All roads lead to the 1800s.
So true. We just need the Gilded Age. We're not asking for much.
No, like
just a little bit of opulence and some really good Sharpies. And some really crisp Sharpies.
Oh, when they're like sharp out the.
Oh my God, and the smell. So good. Literally. Okay, well, let's hear your ugly.
Okay, so my ugly. Hang on, I can't even remember what it is. Actually, I know exactly what it is. Okay, my ugly is Ubers that don't follow the provided map. Because what the fuck are you doing?
No, so true.
There are so many things wrong with that. One, I feel like I'm being kidnapped.
It's
Immediate sensation
scary.
of kidnapping.
Yeah.
Because when I get in the Uber, I've already meticulously tracked where we're gonna drive.
100%.
Because I'm a horrible backseat driver, but I would never say that's a lie. I actually would say something from the backseat of an Uber, but only if it's gonna save us both time.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
And
You're like, I'm doing us both a favor.
I'm doing us both a favor here. Take this turn on this street, and then take your first right, and then we'll be on the side of the street where I can get out and not have to cross.
So true.
And you can get out easier.
You don't need to do a UE.
Yeah.
Let's think this through, bestie.
We're all in a better place for this one. But I just can't stand when they like. I'm like, I feel like I'm being kidnapped. I feel like I don't know where I'm going. I feel like all sense of like
control.
Safety and control go out the window. I'm like, not to mention like the route that you're taking is probably slower.
For sure.
Which it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, that's fucking ugly.
Yeah. No, it really is. And it's one of those things too where as soon as they do that, they know because they give you a weird look.
They give you the weird look in the mirror. And then sometimes they start touching the phone and they're zooming in so that they can make sure. And I'm like, no. Here's the thing is it's like, I know I'm going to get where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like realistically, like I know you're going to get me there safely.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck are you going the way you think is better?
Just do what it says.
Just do what it says.
You don't know shit.
No. You don't and you know what? And I'll say it with my whole chest. The guy on the way here didn't know shit.
Yeah.
Because we ended up making a full circle around a block in River North to come all the way west. I was like, you took a dumb way.
Yeah. Well, it's like, do you think that you're smarter than Google Maps? Because you're literally
because you're
not.
Actually not.
They invented this for a reason.
Not. Like, oh, it's so ugly. I can't even.
Well, when they give you that little look too, it's like, okay, that's either a look of like, oops, I know I'm doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing. Or it's like, maybe you are kidnapping me.
Yeah. Or like, are they watching me? Like, oh, I can't stand it.
Oh, and then sometimes they'll be like, sorry, just gonna go. I just didn't go on the route. Sorry, we're gonna go this way. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, literally. And then everything in the car and like everything in the Uber immediately seems worse. I'm like, it's so bumpy. Like, why are we taking the, you know what I mean? Like,
right. All of a sudden we're picking it apart.
No.
You're like, oh, you have the old Android charger in here, but not for the iPhone. Oh my God, you didn't offer me any snacks.
Yeah.
Suddenly I'm hot.
This happened. Although this was one that where I was like, see, this is an immediate contradiction because here's one where I was like standing ovation from the back seat. I was on my way back from Midway a couple weeks ago and it was late. I got in late and we're driving down like the one main, I don't know what road it is, but we're driving down like the one main road, like out of Midway to get on the highway to get back to whatever. And as we're approaching, all of a sudden I see like a billion cop cars. There's like ambulances, fire trucks. And then I'm looking behind us. There's more on their way. Okay. Like major. And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I've like never seen that many cops in my life. Mm-hmm. So I get on the Citizen app, the wonderful Citizen app. And it was a car accident turned robbery.
Okay. Of course. Classic.
But my Uber driver was on it. And so he like it was giving like Quantico driving. He was like whipped a left. We like were cutting through a neighborhood, like back behind, and it was like right as everything was going down. So if he wouldn't have done this, we would have gotten caught in like a major traffic just for them like trying to figure out what the fuck to do, where to get everybody going. Literally, I was like, I could kiss you. I think I tipped him like literally so much because I just was like, you knew what you were doing.
And there's always an exception to the rule.
There's always an exception to the rule.
And here's the thing, if it gives main character movie energy, then sure. But if it's kind of giving, you're going to make me late to my function,
you're going to be late to my function and I feel like I'm getting kidnapped, then I want out of this car.
Yeah.
Right now.
No, literally.
I've had some wild Uber stories. So some part of me is wondering, like, maybe some of this lands back on me, but no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I'm actually accept no blame.
Yeah.
I am spending way too much money on Ubers recently. I gotta get back on that bus. I haven't been going many
places that. Well, I also haven't been in town that much, which has been nice. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
That always helps.
Then there's like the whole thing with the Uber too. That's like, there's no way that you can just like go somewhere if you are in a city and don't have a car without having to be social.
I know.
Because
so true. That is so
because.
True. Especially in a Midwest city, people will speak to you.
I'm like, I want to just go somewhere and not speak.
Yeah. Then you kind of have to like fake it, put the headphones in or something.
Mm-hmm. And then I feel like an asshole when I do that.
I know.
I wore my headphones all the way from the Denver airport all the way up to Boulder. It was an hour-long Uber, and I've never felt like more of a dick. But I'm like, I want to listen to my music.
And sometimes it's like I'm not here.
And that's a long Uber, an hour. Like that's a long. It was a long one.
Yeah.
I don't want to chat in that one.
No.
And then I'm like, I've not, like occasionally if I order a nice Uber and and they ask me my preference for conversation, I'm not gonna hit no.
Yeah, right. I know,
because I feel like that is just like immediate
don't fucking
asshole.
Speak to me, bitch.
Yeah. Like the Uber driver's gonna see that and it's like,
shut your fucking lips.
Yeah, no, literally.
Do not utter.
And it's like, that's not what I mean. I just am not feeling social. My battery is drained. I just got off of a flight. Like I don't want to chat, but like,
well, it's like realistically, I'm gonna have to chat wherever I'm going. So if you could just give me an hour of peace and quiet,
I could just chill.
It is also kind of the worst when it is after a flight in particular, because it's like this has already been a very overstimulating experience.
Yeah.
And so if I could just have like a second to catch my breath, that would be amazing.
Don't mind me just like getting comfy. No, I agree. It's like, I just.
Yeah. Ubers are so crazy too, because now it's like, okay, so wild that I just pay like somewhere between $15 to $25 just to get wherever
Just
I'm
to
going all the time.
Go.
Yeah. Just to arrive at a place to where I'm probably going to be spend more money.
Oh yeah.
Not to
I
mention.
remember I don't know. Uber's a funny, like I remember when I remember ordering my first Uber. I thought I was so cool because I remember taking I think I was in high school, and I took my car to get like an oil change or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to go to Target. So I ordered an Uber.
Seeing how, that's the taste of freedom, baby.
2-minute drive.
Mm-hmm, love.
And I never felt cooler.
I know.
I never felt
it's like,
cooler.
just to think that I can go wherever I want. Crazy.
It's wild.
It does always kind of blow my mind though when I end up in a city and I'm like, wait, y'all don't really have Uber
You know
here.
who has good UX? Uber.
100%.
Because you know what's amazing that I did a couple weeks ago was I was in an Uber and I actually took part in the like order Uber Eats for you know.
Sure.
Oh my god. And then the way
See, I've
everything
never done
showed
that.
up in one app, it all tracked the same way. It all was in the one app. It showed me everything. I was like, this is UX
Luxury.
baby.
And it's like, yeah, me and my food want to get to the same place at the same time. Obviously.
And like we can do that now.
Yeah.
It's
That is
so
a beautiful
great.
thing.
It's so great.
I did hear a crazy rumor that Minneapolis is like I think it's just Minneapolis or maybe it's statewide. Minnesota is like getting rid of Uber, like literally shutting it down.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they want to like boost up the like local taxis or like public. Do they have public transportation? Like I don't even know.
Minneapolis has like a little like electric, you know, like a little rail system.
Oh, they do?
Little one. Like nothing like we have here. They've got bus, you know, they've got like the buses. But like, I don't think Minneapolis is. I mean, what Minneapolis is known for is their Skyway system.
Sure.
But
like on campus.
But no, even between like the buildings downtown.
Really?
It's because like it gets so damn cold.
Okay.
You can walk like you can get throughout like the entire downtown inside if you really wanted to.
That's what's honestly kind of crazy to me.
It's so cool. Like I've done it a couple
like,
times
okay,
with
urban
my friends.
planners.
Yeah, no, like it's the urban planners pop their
you guys
pussy
really
for that
slayed
city.
with this one, yeah.
Like they put it all on the line.
Well, because when I heard that, I was like, so how are you gonna get around?
Have you ever heard of the Chicago what's it called? The Pedwalk, the Pedway underground?
No.
That is a cool thing we should explore one time.
That's kind of giving like the catacombs in Paris. Like I'm kind of like, what's under there?
Yeah. And sometimes they're like closed. For why? What's
what's
running around
what's
under
going
there?
on in there? Something secret.
Yeah.
Where even are those?
So you can enter them like in the loop, I know. And it will like you can walk like all over the loop underground.
Something about that is so spooky,
Freaky.
scary.
Yeah.
Eek. I would like go in with like a headlamp.
No,
and
literally.
people would be like, there are lights down here, please relax.
No, literally. Or like whenever I'm on the train down there, I'm always like, I want to sit in the driver's seat and open the window and see it down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the lights were always so bright, you can't see out.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what goes on? What's going on?
Seriously?
Like,
we want to know.
I want to know.
Where's the documentary? It'd probably be so boring.
No.
It's like normal stuff.
For real. It's like the people that live like in the tunnels in Vegas.
Yeah. Yes.
Like
that
I want
shit's
to
wild.
know.
Or like, what was that guy? Madison? Bob.
Oh my God, Tunnel Bob.
Tunnel Bob. He was always such an elusive figure, and I'm kind of like, it's so crazy to choose to live in tunnels when you are over 6 feet tall. So that's
It's
a wild
giving
choice.
like, I was gonna say it's giving. Yeah, it is because like you think the people that live under the tunnels should be.
You know, kind of like maybe they could fit better.
Yeah.
Would be my preference.
trolls.
Yeah. Even as someone who identifies as 5'7", I love having an apartment with tall ceilings.
100%.
Yeah. Personally.
Yeah. I don't think I could do the tunnel. I don't think the tunnel life is for me.
No, same.
Personally.
Yeah, but you'd probably have some cool stories to tell if you lived down there.
Could you imagine?
Crazy. Well, before we wrap up, I want to ask, and I feel like I know your answer.
Okay.
But we'll see. Is your hater mode activated today?
Is my what?
Your hater mode.
I think so.
You think it is?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like it's not. You had a hard time coming up with the two bad things.
Oh,
You're like, I've got
yeah,
some
that's
good
true.
stuff.
Okay, maybe I should re-answer that question. I mean, maybe
Not to say I welcome anyone whose hater mode is activated
Yeah.
because I love to talk shit, but you're feeling like I think you have a positive outlook on life today.
I think I do. I'm feeling good about life today.
Which I am kind of finding inspiring. So I'm
oh my
chip
God.
off the old block. I'm like, maybe I should be a little bit happier for once.
No, you're happy. I mean, I think the thing about me is that my hater mode could. I'm trying to adjust. My hater mode can quickly be triggered.
Yeah.
I
love. Yeah.
Or like
It's
could
good to be
quickly
fluid with it.
activated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can slip on it and we can slip right back out.
Yeah, 100%. But I've like overall like I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling like it's gonna be.
It's kind of like a wonderful Saturday.
Feeling like it's a good life. Yeah, it's feeling like I woke up, the sun was shining.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like it's
Thank
gonna
God
be a
for
good
that.
life. You should think so too.
Seriously. Hi, buddy. Well, and it's one of those days too
We
where
get to
like
hang out today. I'm like,
when
so
there's a
excited to have, like, a play
Saturday
date.
with like a play date, some day drinking on the agenda.
And it has to be day drinking Saturday.
It's like you kind of
has
can't
to
go
happen.
wrong.
Yeah, because then you have Sunday to recoup.
Okay, you want it to be about you now. He always knows when the podcast is like about to be over.
So fluffy. I cannot
You big baby.
even handle it.
So silly.
I want to sleep on you. You're
I know.
so fluffy.
He's kind of like a giant pillow. He won't
Look
hold
at
still though.
you.
So, because trust me, I've tried.
Oh, I'm sure. How could you not? You need to like make something out of this fur.
Honestly,
Like
with the
start to
amount that
collect
comes
it
out,
and, like,
I think I could.
make something like a coaster.
There are these-
something small.
There are these people on TikTok who like make small versions of their cats, like felt versions of their cats out of their hair. I'm like, yeah, we could just have a mini
Do you
you
like
walking around the
that?
house.
Do you like a belly rub?
He kind of does, which I feel like is so most cats don't, but he loves a belly rub. But then all of a sudden he'll get pissed off, so you kind of have to be.
I know. I'm like,
You know, such a fun game to play. Well, thank you for coming back on this
thank you for
pod.
having me. This was so fun. I literally love it here. I will definitely have to be back.
100%. Every time that you come to the city of Chicago, you have to get back on the
come on,
pod.
duh.
Because you're kind of my favorite person to do this with.
This is so fun.
And I'm excited to spend the rest of the day with you.
I'm so like. Stay tuned.
Are you guys jealous?
Stay tuned. They should be jealous. Like
Literally.
keep up on- I mean, I guess by the time you guys see this,
The day will have
Instagram
happened.
Stories will have been long gone, but keep
Seriously,
up.
keep the fuck up. And thank you guys for listening. We have to go because we have plans. We love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.